This video is sponsored to you by my tip jar. If you'd like to be able to support the channel or the Buddylist social network, please just click one of the links in the description below. And thank you to everybody that's already supporting. Your support is what's keeping everything going. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, moving on to the story. It says, in a tweet Monday, Trump notified Border Patrol and the military that this is a national emergency while reminding the public that the blame lay with the Democrats for refusing to change our pathetic immigration laws. Coming in from Zero Hedge, it says the president also claimed that unknown Middle Easterns had become mixed in with the caravan. And since Honduras and Guatemala did nothing to stop the migrants despite Trump's requests for assistance, the president added that we would be cutting off aid. We will now begin cutting off or substantially reducing the massive foreign aid routinely given to them. The backlash to the migrants has intensified over the weekend, and as the mile-long caravan has continued unimpeded toward the U.S. southern border. Amusingly, liberals bullied the Associated Press on Sunday into correcting one of its headlines after the wire service described the caravan as an army of migrants. A rag-growing army of migrants resumes march towards U.S., read the original headline on the AP story. The AP later changed the headline to replace the words army with caravan. Though the AP has used the word army to refer to large groups of people besides migrants, including nurses and political activists, many on the political left criticize the wire service for its original headline. Meanwhile, videos have emerged of people handing out cash to the migrants, raising suspicion that the caravan has received outside funding for its assault on the southern border. The appearance of the men have fulfilled speculation that some of the migrants are being professionally organized and funded. The migrant caravan regrouped after Mexico's authorities refused mass entry via a bridge over the Suchiate River, instead allowing small groups of migrants to enter for asylum processing while giving 45-day visitor permits to others. That said, many of the migrants found ways to circumvent the Mexican government despite the deployment of hundreds of riot police upon President Trump's request. But many of them impatient and circumventing the border gate, crossing the river on rafts by swimming or by waiting in full view of hundreds of Mexican police manning the blockade on the bridge. Some paid locals the equivalent of $1.25 to ferry them across the muddy waters. They were not detained on reaching the Mexican bank. Sari Buiso, a 24-year-old Honduran mother of two, was another migrant who abandoned the bridge and crossed into Mexico via the river. She clutched her 2-year-old daughter, Dayani, who had recently had a heart operation as she got off a raft. The girl suffered greatly because of all the people crowded on the bridge, and also stated, "There are risks that we must take for the good of our children." The Mexican Interior Department reported the receipt of 640 refugees requested by Hondurans at the border. Federal police monitored the caravan on Sunday via helicopter, while approximately 500 officers briefly shadowed the group on the highway. However, according to the AP, officers say that their infrastructures were to allow the caravan to continue while maintaining traffic. But Trump isn't having it. President Trump reiterated his commitment to deploying the U.S. military if the caravan isn't stopped. At a Friday rally in Scottsdale, Arizona, he said, "But as of this moment, I thank Mexico. If that doesn't work out, we're calling up the military, not the Guard."
I would call in the military and I would seal off the border. I would close up the border. If that happens, and if that continues to move forward, the caravan we're talking about, which is, I think, a man-made caravan, if you want to know the truth. I think some bad people started that caravan. More importantly, or maybe almost as importantly, you have some very, very bad people in the caravan. You have some very tough criminal elements within the caravan. But I will seal off the border before they come into this country, and I'll bring out our military, not our reserves. I'll bring out our military.
So President Trump pretty much is not playing. None of us are playing on this. He said he's not going to call in the National Guard. He's going to call in the Army. This is getting pretty serious. These people are actually invading our country. This isn't a peaceful migration. These are people that are coming in by force, which is known as an invasion. And the liberals are sitting there confusing it as saying that this is women and children and everything that's doing this. That's the same story that it was in Iraq with the suicide bombers. It doesn't matter what is on the face. It's still the person that's infiltrating. It's still the person that's trying to attack you. This doesn't boil down to who's being nice and who's not being nice. This is rules and laws that we already had established with this country, and the whole reason why we have borders to begin with. We wouldn't even have to be building a wall if it wasn't for stuff like this going on all the time. But you know what? The irony to all this is just breaking out right now, because the Democrats keep trying to fearmonger all of us, talking about some kind of a blue wave, and I keep trying to remind everybody it's just going to be a blue puddle. It's going to be a little drizzle, but you know what? They might actually get that wave that they're asking for. Right now, there is actual 2 hurricanes that are actually headed right towards the caravan that is actually coming towards the United States right now, as you can see in this live Doppler radar that we are tracking. This is actually ironic. I mean, this is a giant blue wave. I don't know what else you are going to call this, but this is the wave that they was wanting. But maybe it was the witchcraft and hexing that backfired on them. Maybe. I mean, I kid you not. Says witches placed a public hex on U.S. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh during a ritual in New York on Saturday. Over 60 people gathered outside Castlin Books in Brooklyn, New York at 7 p.m. Saturday to watch the self-proclaimed witches cast the spell on Kavanaugh. The spell, which was live streamed on Instagram and Facebook, was also aimed at all rapists and the patriarchy, which emboldens, rewards, and protects them. The harm we want to inflict on Kavanaugh and Trump is that they be exposed and ousted, said the organizer Dakota Brasio. But will their hex work? RT actually reported on this in what might be described as the ultimate last-ditch attempt to sabotage Kavanaugh's appointment. A coven of witchcraft enthusiasts conveyed in Brooklyn to cast a hex upon the newly minted Supreme Court justice. Kavanaugh's confirmation sparked a nationwide debate after he was accused of beer-fueled sexual misconduct in high school. But where the Senate failed, Brooklyn witches hoped to succeed. I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip right here.
Graveyard soil, coffin nails and some revenge oil. That's what a coven of witches in New York used to place a hex on U.S. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh this past weekend. He was recently appointed to the lifetime position after facing sexual misconduct allegations. Well, the event was met with protesters condemning the sorcery, while a Catholic priest and exorcist attempted to counter the dark magic by saying a mass. Caleb Maupin, for one, was spellbound.
So we're here in Brooklyn, where a group of pagan witches have gathered to place a hex on the newly confirmed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Now, in the statement for the event, essentially they said that black magic is a mechanism for exacting justice by women who have been wronged by men just like him. Now, the ceremony is taking place at this occult bookstore behind me. Now, here in liberal Brooklyn, witchcraft, Wicca might just be considered to be another hobby or fascination. But in some parts of the country, it's no laughing matter. There are schools around the country where the Harry Potter books are forbidden from the school library because Christian parents are offended by the witchcraft content. And there have been cases where Satanists and Wiccan practitioners have gone to court demanding their religious freedom. Needless to say, tonight's ceremony did not sit well with a number of Trump supporters.
It is a scary time right now. I mean, there's a list of things going on. Now you've got witches that are placing a hex on Brett Kavanaugh.
Now, a Catholic priest who's been trained in Rome as a bona fide exorcist says he will be conducting a mass to protect Brett Kavanaugh from the witches. He says that witchcraft is not a matter of free speech.
Conjuring up personified evil does not fall under free speech. Satanic cults often commit crimes. They murder and sexually abuse everyone in their cult.
We decided to talk to some of the people attending the ceremony or gathered outside the bookstore and see how they feel about cursing Kavanaugh. Do you think the ceremony tonight will actually impact Brett Kavanaugh?
No, it will not, but it will make everybody feel like they've accomplished something, and, you know, people need to feel like they've accomplished something.
Possible it could backfire and help Brett Kavanaugh.
Easily, yes. I mean, they've hexed Trump 3 times right now, right? And so Trump seems to be doing pretty well for a guy who's been hexed 3 times.
Hopefully die, but
I swear this is the most craziest time to ever be alive. It really is. We're nowhere near close to the end of the crazy stuff. Not even close. But could this be a backlash? Could this be something that backfired on the witches? And maybe why there's a new blue wave that's actually about to spring and take out the migrants? I mean, I don't know. Could be a coincidence. I don't know. But it looks like it is headed directly towards the caravan. And the storm is amping up. Category 4 is what they're stating right now. So, we'll see how this all goes. But what do you guys think about all this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to be able to support the channel and the Buddy List Social Network, please just click one of the links in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Please subscribe to our channel, like